y'all, and welcome back to your girl. You know, it's my plain Jane network over here. Okay, but I have come back to you tonight to finally get to the conversation of my very first situationship and baby's father. And I'm hoping that this can help someone, because let me start off by saying I was several years younger than this person, but I didn't know that originally. See, I went to school with this person's sister, and we were friends. We were so-called friends, and hopefully this can help you young girls out there to understand not to trust everything your so-called friends say. Because my so-called friend, whom was his sister, told me that he was 19. And honey, I think this child was like 27, 29 or something. I don't know. That child was old. And mind you, I was only 14. And let me tell y'all something. I didn't even want to be talking to people, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. So, because of my past life or childhood life or whatever, I was still a child in my opinion at 14, 15 or whatever. I think I was like 14 going on 15 when I met him. Yeah, something like that. Or just turned 15. I probably had met him on my 15th birthday or something. I don't know why or how I ended up meeting this guy, but like I said, I do know how, because it was through his sister. But like I said, she told me he was one age, and she knew, of course, she knew how old her brother was. Like, come on, let's be serious, right? So, you guys, hopefully, once again, like I said, it helps someone out there. Young ladies, do not be believing your friends with everything they say. Let's just keep that 100. And also, sometimes you have to go against the grain, meaning your family. Because if I hadn't already had recognition, see, I come from this mother. Well, I had a mother. She was like, you should date older guys and date this older guy. And you know what I'm saying? Kind of always trying to push older guys off on me. And she actually thought I was having grown folks things going on when I was still a complete virgin. And sometimes you have to defy the grain. Like I said, sometimes you have to go against how you was brought up or how your parents was used to being brought up. So in the beginning, of course, anyway, before I go into this story even furthermore, I'm gonna need y'all to understand, please don't say anything negligent or harsh about my mommy dearest. I will come back and tell you that story about us if you guys would say it down in the comment section. If you don't say it, I ain't come back and say nothing else. I'm going to start putting them videos back out here like I was. And maybe, honey, one day you'll get a day in the life. I don't want to give y'all a day in the life until I go home. That's another story, you guys. So, where was I? Let's get into this story. I met him through his sister. Like I said, we was going to school together. She told me he was one age. He was much older. And mind you, let me back up a little. I am one daughter of several boys. My stepdad had 3 boys. My mom had 2 boys. So I always said I have 6 brothers because that's how I came up. So, and it was just me, this girl, honey, everybody thought was a bean rack. Oh, what a bean bag. I said bean rack, girl, bye. Anyway, so I met him through his sister. And where we come from, oh, child. We lived in the pits of it, okay? The pits of not Happyville for most. you know, and I come from a single family, you know, a single mom or whatever. And she was doing the best she can do with us, I guess. And like I said, the dynamic they come from is young girls should be ready to date a man, know how to cook, clean, do all the things you're supposed to do, I guess, to have a husband. So they was always on, you can have a husband. It don't matter how old you was. So, you know, my people was different. Everybody went along with things that I defied. Okay? So, you know, ask them if they want to tell y'all the truth. Those who know, who know some of them, ask them, because I see they won't tell the truth. Whole truth. You got to ask them with me sitting there. But anyway, so I end up talking to this guy. Why the younger guy who was closer to my age, I ended up going to jail for some foolishness. And I've been dating this guy for, I guess, a couple of years at this point, and they was waiting on me to be ready to break my virginity. Okay, y'all, let me clear up this younger guy conversation that's going on in this situation right here. I had a young friend that was close to my age, but no, I had never had any physical contact with him, grown folk stuff or whatever. Okay, and this guy who ended up being my first baby dad agreed to be my friend, well, offered to be my friend, knowing that I had a so-called boyfriend who was waiting on me to be willing to break my virginity. And I met this so-called boyfriend through some people who had moved in a home with us. A lady and her children, her daughters actually were teenagers, close to my age. One of them already had a baby. And so she had a boyfriend who was friends with the guy that I end up meeting and end up becoming my boyfriend. I really to this day don't know how that happened, but you know how that stuff go as a young girl. You kind of like following the leader. So I hope you young ladies can take heed to what I'm talking about. Please don't follow the leader. Talk to God and allow him to be your leader, sweetie. Okay, let's continue. And I just was never ready. Like, I had a lot of male friends because I had brothers, so I knew how to get along with guys, but no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like nobody to touch me because I was like, ooh, you know. But anyway, so he went to jail. This other guy who was grown, my friend's brother, my baby's father, first baby father. I was dating him, and he was giving me funds. See, young ladies, some guys will give you funds to manipulate you and make you feel like you owe them. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, the baby father, he was grown, right? So I guess when he felt like he didn't given enough, he decided that it's time to give it up, right? That's why I'm saying, young girls, don't trust your so-called friends. Because, see, I thought this person was closer to my age than they were. And they were not. They was highly experienced. And mind you, I didn't find out until I got pregnant that they had other kids that was almost my age, child. Like, stop playing. They was almost my age. And the girl who's supposed to be my friend, when I found out their real age, they was like, oh, girl, I was just playing with you. Y'all be careful. Be very careful of your so-called friends. Use your own discernment. Use your own understanding. Talk to someone who you know truly love you. Don't just go jumping in to situationships with people. Especially when you know you don't. Especially when you know you don't want to. Like, especially when you come from where I came from. If you come from any kind of household where you was defined what everybody else is going along with, honey, stick to it. Don't bend, don't budge the whole time. Unfortunately, like I said, homeboy felt like it's time to give it up. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel like it was time to give it up. So I tried to reject it. Needless to say, it happened. I felt bad because I shouldn't have been involved in it. Period. So who I'm going to tell, how I'm going to tell. I didn't tell nobody but my mom, and she kind of laughed at me and said, but that's your boyfriend. Like, and honey, it was not pretty at all. Like, It was the most worst experience of my whole entire life. Like mind y'all, let me tell y'all. Okay. I tried to leave that person alone after even finding out I was pregnant or whatever the case is. Fortunately, I did leave him alone. But when I had my baby, okay, I end up, after this, of course, I stayed with my mom. We moved a little distance away from where this person originally stayed. And from time to time, this person would come over, but I wasn't messing with them like that because I ain't like them like that. And then I didn't like somebody like, I didn't like that. No. Like, when you say, it should have been no, right? But, you know what I'm saying? So young ladies, don't get in relationships when you know you ain't willing or ready to do certain things that these grown men might be ready to do, even though the young boy could be close to your age, and he still might be ready to do something that you ain't ready to do. So that was one of my first biggest mistakes of my life as a young girl. And so, like I said, I was staying with my mom. He would come over time to time. And let me tell you something. I didn't know. Anyway, he would come over time to time, but I didn't want to mess with him, so I didn't mess with him physically, but he and my mom would drink, smoke sometimes, or whatever, together, and that's fine with me, long as stay away from me. But anyway, so later, I had my baby, and the day I had my baby, I don't know who told this guy. I really don't know to this day. I don't know for sure who told him I was in the hospital having my baby. But homeboy came up to the hospital cutting up. I done just had my baby, y'all. And he cutting up, right? So much so, he cutting up. He mainly mad because I was going to name my son something else other than the name that he has, right? Homeboy cutting up. I'm talking about cutting up like this my first son. He gonna have my name blocked. I'm talking about cutting up. And then I tell y'all, after I had the baby, I found out this person had children. Almost my age, close to my age. I think the oldest one was like 6 years younger than me. Like, wow. Like, well, I can't talk with my last situation, but it's a little, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But let me y'all understand what I'm saying. So, like, girl, you need a whooping, right? So, anyway, so I end up naming my son after this person. God knows I did not want to, right? Okay, so after I have my baby, I go home, and this person just coming around all the time, right? And so happened they're working for the person that's renting us the home that we living in. They're working around the house, doing, I guess, a little maintenance work, helping them build certain houses, put stuff together, walls, floors, or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, this person end up getting into it with the dude, and they chasing each other around the house with sticks, and he running, and I don't know what's going on. It was just a whole lot of mess, right? So the baby daddy ended up not around our home anymore, not much often. So one day he called, and I grabbed the phone to answer the phone, and my mother grabbed the phone to snatch it from me. Like, I didn't even give a chance to say, are you bringing the baby some diapers? So my mom, she, snatched the phone out of my hand. And when she snatched the phone out of hand, I had my baby in my arm, and she kind of knocked my baby to the bed. So it was like a reflex. I end up, kicking my mom or whatever. But then I tried to catch her and my baby at the same time. But then that day I left. That night I left. Because I felt like how could I dare have the nerves to raise my foot or whatever. But that was the only thing that was available at the time. The only thing I seen my baby dropping, and I was trying to catch my baby And my baby, he was like, I think at the time, like 4 weeks or something. And he ended up hitting the side of the bed. And he's streaming. And it's just like, it was a reflex. But anyway, so I knew my baby dad and my mom smoked and drink a lot together. But I didn't know what was going on, y'all, on the serious side. Okay, so what happened was I end up telling the guy I need to come stay with him. So, of course, he happy about that. He come and get me and my baby. And we go stay with him. Now, mind y'all, before I went to the hospital to have my baby, I was over my aunt's house. My auntie ended up putting a python snake on me, and I was scared of snakes. And she put a snake on me. I went in labor. But before that, I ate somebody chitlins that went out there clean to me. And I was already throwing up and gagging. And then she put a python snake on me, and I fell in the closet, and I like peed myself. Well, I thought I peed myself, but apparently my water broke a little bit. That's how I ended up going to labor with them. And I ended up over my auntie's house, because we stayed, like, if any of y'all know about Memphis or part of a city or whatever, we stayed in the north, and my aunt stayed in the south. And my mom used to have me going from the north to the south, walking to, get us some beer and cigarettes. And I didn't mind doing it, even though I was pregnant, but I was tired sometimes. And my auntie said, one day, there was some people over my auntie house. Mind y'all, I have been doing this for months. But there was some people over my auntie house. And my auntie said, and they said, what? Okay, y'all, my other phone went out, so I'm gonna try to get this over with quick. What I was saying is, I ended up staying with my auntie because she said some other people's there complaining about me walking being pregnant. So she said, oh, you ain't going back to your mama's house, you're gonna stay here. And okay, let me tell y'all something. I was like a living slave, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, but we ain't gonna go in on my TT. She's still here today, and we ain't gonna be messing with no elderly people. I just want to say that. Okay, I don't know why I want to say that. Hopefully it helps somebody. Y'all need to understand, when your TT ain't treating you like you're supposed to be, okay? Or anybody could be seeming to helping, like they helping you, but not really helping you. But anyway, so I end up at his house after the altercation with my mom. And let me tell y'all something. It was the most horrible time at his house. Because them folks, like, my mama didn't have that much to eat, but them folks didn't have nothing to eat ever. His mama had like 21 kids. No, it was like 13 kids or something. But all of them didn't stay there because most of them was grown. But the children had children or somebody, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it was just different. Then I had my son, and then he didn't work as often. And then he just became a real live bully to me, you guys. He started trying to pick on me. I mean, one time I walked to the store with his sisters while he was going to work. And when he got off work, I'm talking his mother had my child. So I didn't understand the big deal. But anyway, when he got off work, I know he told me don't hang with his sisters, and I wasn't hanging or going out with them. We just walked to the store. So we was on our way walking from the store, y'all. This gentleman, this man, I ain't gonna call him no gentleman. This person, let me tell y'all something. I'm telling y'all. I hope y'all can be clear. And don't think people love y'all because they do foolish, crazy stuff. He come down the street, butt naked. Do you understand me? Skin naked. Who does that? Child, I was number 16 years old. That was very terrifying for me. I'm going to tell y'all something. I was terrified honey, I have never been that terrified. Do you understand me? And embarrassment. Oh, my God. His two sisters was with me. Then we was walking up the street, started popping me in the back of my head, talking about, didn't I tell you don't hang with these O's and don't hang with these B's? And let me tell y'all something. That taught me never to care to date a man who don't love his family. If you don't know how to treat your sisters and mothers and help them to be better people, I can't. I cannot with you, honey, because that taught me. Like, this person don't even love his folks. Like, I didn't never think that he'll be just disrespecting them blatantly. like that in their face and popping me in the back of my head. And I was thinking to myself, ooh, I'm going to get away from you. I am going to give it away from you. And let me tell y'all something. I think it was like 2 nights later or something. I think I went to the store again. But I don't think it was with his sister them. This time I went by myself. And I came back. And I think this man threw a glass at my head or something, like almost hit me in the head. And I was thrown out. And mind y'all, I was a young girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was something just clicked in me. I'm not finna be letting this man beat me. And then plus I see him running around the house when they was helping the rent man. Remember? He was helping him with the house. I don't know what it was that clicked in me. I think it was God. Jesus, somebody got in me to help me out. Maybe it was the devil, honey. Because I raged at him before he can get to me. And you talking about like a real live bobcat. Everybody in the house was shook. Mind you, if he was popping me upside my head or something, everybody was cool. And they sitting there like, ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying stop. When I got a hold to him, mama, sister, everybody, stop, Punkin, stop trying to pull me. That's my nickname, if y'all don't know. Those of you on Facebook, y'all should know. But anyway, for those of you who's on my YT, I love you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all coming to watch me talk about this crazy stuff. But anyway, I'm hoping it helps somebody. Don't be ashamed because you done went through some booyah in your family. Your family cool with being jacked up. It's okay because you don't have to be that way. I ain't never played that about my children. Everything that was done to me, I made sure that would never happen to them. But anyway, and I survived everything, so don't y'all feel sorry for me. Okay? They felt horribly. I'm telling you the truth. They felt horribly. But anyway. So, and everybody Punkin stop and blah, blah, blah. Let me back up. Now, when he threw the glass at my head, I didn't just rage at him. I think I was like, I just messed the story up. I didn't just rage at him. It took something else, y'all, because it just popped in my head. This person, it was something. I don't know what happened. Maybe they raged at me and popped me upside my head. I don't know. But anyway, that sounded good, though, didn't it? But anyway, I did rage them. Let me tell you, let me get to it, though. So, for some reason, I don't know how we end up in the kitchen, but he was trying to burn a clothes hanger and stick it up me. He said, because I was trying to leave or something. He was like, if we ain't dealing with each other, you'll never have a child again. And that's what made me rage and fight, you guys. That's what made me cut up. Because he was talking about sending my child on the church lot because I was begging and pleading. And what about our child? He was talking about send my child on the church yard. He was going to be okay because he had threatened to blow up the whole house. And everybody sitting there like dummies. Ain't nobody tried to call nobody for no help. I'm telling y'all, they sit there like they scared. Let me tell you something. My brother is something serious. He even scared this person through the phone when they found out whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But not about this situation, but some other situation. My brother ain't been able to scare me. We've been fighting all our lives. And it ain't been fun because I got jacked up. Okay? It wasn't fun like never when he won. Okay? But let me tell y'all something. So I end up fighting this guy back and I went crazy like a bobcat. Hopefully I got this story in right. If not, y'all know I'll be typing stuff in. Okay? And so I didn't leave that night. I ended up going to sleep though. Because he told me to go to sleep or whatever. I know he calmed me down. He was like, I'm sorry, I love you. That's what he used to do when I would fight back. Or at this particular time when I fought back. And I think it was like 3 times that night. Because we had like altercations like several times. I just didn't get it. Like this child was really trying to beat me up. Let me tell you something. If people could have beat me up, I would have been beat. You know, I got, hit whatever. But I ain't got beat. Especially not from the last. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I ain't have to say that. But I'm just saying, young girls, you don't want to be in situations that you would have to tussle with someone. That was my problem in the very beginning. And then so when I went on to date, as I got older, I wasn't really afraid of nobody because I knew I could defend myself if I needed to. But I hated that someone would push me to the point to having to need to. Like, I'm a girl. Can I just be that? Like, this is a lot. Okay. Like, anyway, so the next day he went to work, I decided to pack my stuff to sneak off, to go to my family. I was going to go to my auntie house because she didn't stay too far away. That's the one I went to, who put the snake on me, all this stuff. But anyway, so I ended up going to her house. And mind you, the girl that's supposed to be my best friend who introduced me to him, his sister, would not help me. His mama, everybody saying, he gonna be mad at us. He gonna do this to us if we let you go. And I'm like, who gonna stop me? Don't you know it took a cousin to help me get out of there? And I end up helping her later on because I really appreciated that. So I had to get out of there. And of course I did. And the girl helped me. And I didn't look back his way anymore. But let me tell you what happened. So happened, something was going on between him and my mom. And they end up after I left my auntie's house, I ended up living with a cousin. That was my favorite cousin. Whereas I say, so she gone now. Okay. But I ended up living with her. And so happened, my mom and he came over there to gamble with the neighbors or whatever. And he was trying to put a gun in my son's hand, which was his son. And I don't think he was 1 year old at this point. He wasn't even one yet. But it has been that long since I dealt with it or seen him. And I didn't care to see him or want to see him, right? So he tried to put the gun in my child's hand, and my... Y'all, this is our third device. So, of course, the dang on quality of the picture is not going to look the same. And my apologies because I'm trying to get this out real quick. So, he came into the house and he was giving my son something. My cousin said, no, they need to get out of here. They need to leave, talking about my mom and him. And I just didn't understand that. But then she was like, no, he need to go. Something like that. And she was like, he need to go because he was just snatching money at your mama pocket or a shirt or something like that, she was saying. And then she was like, he need to get out. And so she was trying to push him out the house. So at this point, I'm upset. I'm trying to push him out the house now too. Like, what is... It's time for you to go. So we pushed him out the house, and this fool grabs a gun out my mom's shirt and proceeds to shoot us. He did, y'all. Let me try to straighten this camera up because I don't like it. So, yeah. He proceeds to shoot us, right? Thank God. God, the angels, ancestors, somebody was with us that night. Because her and I was standing right by each other. And we went no more than 6 feet away from these people, from my mom and him. And they was kind of standing together. And we was over here by the door when he shot. And it was a 357. When he shot, the bullet went straight through us. Like, between us. Because my shirt, I had a sweater on, big old sweater. And it was white. And it had gunpowder over it. And I can feel the blow. Like, I don't know who ricocheted that. Maybe the wind ricocheted the bullet. I'm not sure. But it bypassed us. And the moment it bypassed us, me, Superfly, big dummy, right? I run into him and rush him, and you tried to shoot me. And then my mom run into me and was like, "Be get up off him." And so I did. Cause who finna be tussling with their mama? Not me. I don't know about y'all. I don't do that. I don't believe in that. I don't play that. And like I said, y'all, please keep your comments. Don't do that about my mama. Cause I ain't here to. I don't do that. Okay. I went, cause different strokes for different folks. People go through different things, and they experience different things. But I was never the one to have any problems with. I just didn't, because I loved her no matter what. And so this particular night, I had a friend over. Yes, you guys, once again, I had a friend. This guy was a Muslim and the most gentleman I've ever met in my life. He was very protective, considerate, and no, I had never been intimate with him, okay? And rest in peace to him, because he ended up going back to his hometown and passing away shortly after. and he was so upset. He tried to give them his car keys because they was like, we need a ride. So he gave them his car keys, and I was so upset. I hit the car keys, and they kind of went over in the field from where my cousin was living at. She was living in the valley. Anybody who know about the valley, PV, P Valley, that's what she was living at, and she was at the back of them, and they had like a forest over from it. You guys, I don't know how long I have on this device, so I'm trying to go fast. But anyway, they had a forest from it, and the keys went over there. They went over there looking for the keys, but um, my baby's father and my mother decided to walk and go wherever they need to go. So happened wherever they went to, an altercation apparently broke out with whoever they got a ride with, and the person end up not hearing him. So, I want to say, let me see. For some reason, I don't know. Let me see. What happened? What happened? When that happened, yeah, my mom ended up going to my auntie's house, and he ended up going wherever he went to. So my mom apparently freaked out, and my auntie got her to call the cops and tell the cops what happened. You guys, this I don't like this. I don't like this one right here. But whatever, we're gonna get through it. So I just don't like this camera. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's got some film on it. Hold up. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know why I look red or orange or something. I don't know. But anyway, so she told the cops, and they had her down at the police station. They called to tell me what was going on. And of course, I went down there to defend my mom. And basically, I had to tell them what I had experienced with him, how he was trying to stick a clothes on my tail and set the house on fire. And, how he'll basically try to force you to do what he wants you to do or whatever, to help her. I don't know what happened exactly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he forced her to get in the car with him. But I know my mom didn't kill nobody, right? Okay, so she ain't going to do that. Okay. Anyway, not my watch. Okay, so I went down there to defend my mom and tell him what kind of character he was with me, and they let my mom off. I don't know what happened. Okay, so they was looking for him, and apparently they found him or whatever. Okay, I think I told you guys the whole story. So and I haven't seen him since. My son was actually not even 1 year old, and he's 31 today, you guys. Okay, and so I think that's the whole entire story. But let me tell y'all something. Since this person has been incarcerated, like probably about 10 years back or something, so I want to say somebody told somebody in the family that this person was trying to put a hit on like stop playing. Like this is crazy. It was like 10 years or so ago. I can't you can't believe what you didn't hear for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But to each his own, I pray. Who the hell was that? Y'all seen that? It is too late at night. The people need to go sleep. Okay, they need to go home, go do something. 'Cause they ain't what was I saying? Anyway, I'm finna get on out of here. I don't know what I was saying, but hopefully this could help somebody. Young girls, young ladies. Don't listen to everything your folks say or your friends say. Be careful with the situationships you get into. Because you could have something you gotta carry with you for the rest of your life, or somebody you gotta deal with for the rest of your life because you involved yourself in something that was not the best thing to involve yourself with. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you guys don't ask me to, I'm not going to talk about my mom's and I relationship. But I will if you ask me to nicely. Because if you guys be mean, like we ain't doing that over here. We don't. I don't hate anyone. I don't I couldn't even hate him. I got away from that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I could say other stuff that's supposed to been happening down and through between that. But I'll tell you that when I tell you about me and my mom's relationship, if you guys want to hear about it. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.